Today we're visiting the Galleries of Contemporary Art at the University of Colorado in Colorado Springs. Not just the gallery on campus, which currently features an exhibition by internationally acclaimed multimedia and performance artist Senga Nengudi, but also their downtown gallery, which hosts thought-provoking visual art exhibitions and some of the most innovative and engaging event and activity programming we've seen yet.
For us, we've been challenged to engage our community in the campus setting. So access is difficult, location is embedded in the campus, and so parking can be intimidating, and so we've struggled to really connect to the community beyond the university walls. And so this space afforded that opportunity, and it has surpassed all of those expectations for us. Since 2010, we've grown our audience at a rate of about 25% a year, and that is phenomenal. We went from 8,000 attendees in 2009 to just over 20,000 last year. And we do that through a range of exhibits and then also innovative programs. We've tried a lot of programs that are outside of the norm of what could be expected for maybe a museum or gallery space. We, I think, have maybe more of a focus and connection with the community than most university museums and galleries, in the sense that about 60% of our audience is community-based and about 40% is university students and faculty. Taking risks for either of those entities is I think, harder than for university museums and galleries. And so for us, we've been able to take a lot of risk. We had an artist, Eko Otake, who is a Japanese-American artist and worked with our students and classes over a semester and presented an exhibit in the space that was photos of the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear disaster, and then working with our students to create a dance performance that was then realized in the space and throughout the office building that we're set in. Really a form of protest in dance. And raising awareness to this nuclear disaster and the environmental issues and the political and social justice issues that go along with that. And then we've also been able to take risks with exhibits that are very esoteric or have a humorous or sexually charged or otherwise difficult component that might be hands-off for somebody more concerned with a commercial aspect of really selling to the public. We are, of course, interested in getting people in our doors, so we focus on offering a lot of points of entry, and so I find that there's a balance in what we offer. We do everything from grand spectacle, one-night performances that maybe somebody would come here for the first time and have this amazing time at a party in the context of contemporary art, and take a risk next time to come back to our space and experience something that leaves them in tears, frankly, or questioning maybe their political beliefs and what the artist is presenting, and being willing to have a dialogue. And that's ultimately what we're all about, is sparking a dialogue in this community. We're an academic space, so we're about ideas, and we're also about creating community through art. And so for us, that is a big leading charge for what we do. Some of our programs, we do mashup talks on different topics featuring experts from the community. We bring a lot of food and, frankly, alcohol into the galleries for adults, to really have that social experience. That's a good component of it, but there's also learning that's happening with all of that. And so we said, what if we threw a noontime dance party, a DJ and a healthy takeaway lunch and a manifesto, and you have to dance for an hour and you can't talk about work, and those are basic rules, and we give you a lot of water bottles, and it delighted the community. Those mashup talks are very well known. We do something called Art and Wine, which pairs wine to the art in the space. We bring a wine expert in, but we specifically tell them to talk about wine in a way that's accessible but also not dumbed down. And so that balance is really important to strike, and really activates that connecting of community in person. Sure, we're up against a lot of competition in the entertainment field overall, and then we're also up against the intimidation of going into a contemporary art space. I think for anybody that doesn't have an arts background, that can be very intimidating. how do you behave? How do you dress? Or what is expected of you? And a lot of our students actually ask those questions, and we're excited to bring them in here with their classes, and that's a great introduction for students. We are mostly student-run with all of our events. We have anywhere from 4 to 10 students working for us at any one time. Sometimes I do teach in the Museum Studies minor, and so we'll bring those students in as well. But what we offer for them is the chance to work with artists who are in residence. So for example, with Jane Lackey, she was here for 10 days, and they worked side by side with a crew of 5 students. Some of them were interns through the Museum Studies program, and some are gallery employees. But either way, they're getting this wonderful experience as preparators, learning from artists, and it's how I learned, it's how I came up, and so I really believe in that. And I've been doing this for 5 years here as director, and during that time we've placed a lot of students in positions with different museums and galleries across the area and also outside of the area, or help them get into grad school, which is exciting as well. And so it's very gratifying. Sengen Ngudi was a longtime faculty member at UCCS. She taught from 1998 to 2009. She was part of the Black Arts movement and a very early performance artist, and had a seminal role to play in the development of performance art. And so her sculptures that you saw in the space are static, but they were actually conceived of to be performed. And so there's a dance background, so there's a lot of movement and tension there. Most of that work was created in the 70s and 80s that you see in the show, and then there's also quite a lot that is more recent, and that's because she's had a resurgence of interest in her work. She's very humble, but we're very proud to have the exhibit here, and to bring in the curators from the Museum of Contemporary Art in Denver, the Museum of Art and Design in New York. And so for us, in our role as University Gallery, to publish the first book dedicated solely to her work, bringing in writers to write about her work, and it's a really big deal for us, and we're really proud of that. And a big part of that is because we're able to celebrate this artist who's contributed so much. The exhibit will travel, which is wonderful for us as well, to amplify the impact of her work, and to continue to get the word out about this legacy of this wonderful artist that's connected to the university.